Escape from oppression, the story of Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam. Long ago in ancient Egypt, there lived a powerful and cruel king named Pharaoh. He ruled over the land with great pride and arrogance. Pharaoh did not believe in Allah. In fact, he called himself God and forced the people to worship him. He treated the people of Bani Isra'il, the children of Israel, very badly. They were made slaves, beaten, insulted, and forced to work hard under the hot sun every day. Bani Isra'il were the followers of the prophets of Allah, and they believed in one God. But Pharaoh hated them because of their faith. He was afraid that one day a man from Bani Isra'il might rise up and challenge his rule, so he made a cruel order. Every baby boy born to Bani Isra'il must be killed. This caused great fear and sadness among the people. During this time, a woman from Bani Isra'il gave birth to a baby boy. She was very scared, but she loved her baby dearly. She prayed to Allah to protect her son. Allah inspired her to place the baby in a basket and float it down the Nile River. This baby was Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam. The basket floated gently on the river and was found by none other than the wife of Pharaoh. She was kind-hearted and felt love for the baby. She begged Pharaoh to let her keep him. Pharaoh agreed, not knowing that this baby would grow up to be his biggest challenge. Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, grew up in the palace of Pharaoh, but Allah had a special plan for him. Though he lived in the royal house, he never forgot his real people, the poor and oppressed Bani Isra'il. As he grew older, he saw their pain, their slavery, and their sadness. One day, Hazrat Musa alayhis salam saw an Egyptian man fighting and hurting a man from Bani Isra'il. Hazrat Musa alayhis salam tried to stop the fight, but he accidentally killed the Egyptian man. When Pharaoh found out, he became angry and wanted to kill Musa. Fearing for his life, Hazrat Musa alayhis salam left Egypt and went to a faraway land called Madian. In Madian, Hazrat Musa alayhis salam lived a peaceful life. He got married and worked as a shepherd. Years passed, and one day while walking in the mountains, Hazrat Musa alayhis salam saw a strange fire. When he went closer, he heard a voice. It was the voice of Allah speaking to him directly. This was a very special moment. Hazrat Musa alayhis salam was chosen as a prophet of Allah. Allah told him to return to Egypt and free the people of Bani Isra'il from Pharaoh's cruelty. Hazrat Musa alayhis salam was worried at first. He remembered how dangerous Pharaoh was, but Allah promised to help him. Allah also told him that his brother Harun alayhis salam would go with him and support him. So Hazrat Musa alayhis salam returned to Egypt as a prophet. He went straight to Pharaoh and gave him the message of Allah. He told him, "Let Bani Isra'il go free. Stop your cruelty. Believe in the one true God." But Pharaoh became angry. He laughed at Musa and rejected his message. He said, "I am God. How can you speak to me like this?" Hazrat Musa alayhis salam showed Pharaoh many miracles given by Allah. He threw his staff on the ground and it turned into a snake. He placed his hand under his arm and it came out shining bright. These were signs from Allah. But Pharaoh was too proud. He called Hazrat Musa a magician and refused to believe. Even after seeing so many signs, Pharaoh continued to torture Bani Isra'il. But Hazrat Musa alayhis salam did not give up. He kept going back to Pharaoh again and again, asking him to let the people go. Allah also sent many punishments to Egypt. Blood in the water, frogs, lice, storms, but Pharaoh still did not change. At last, Allah told Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam, that the time had come to take Bani Isra'il and leave Egypt. He told him to gather the people and escape during the night. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam followed Allah's command. He secretly gathered all the people of Bani Isra'il and began their journey out of Egypt. This journey was the beginning of a great escape from slavery and oppression. It was not just a walk to another land, it was the path to freedom, guided by Allah Himself. The people of Bani Isra'il had suffered for many years, and now with the help of Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam, they were finally going to be free. After many years of suffering and pain, the people of Bani Isra'il were finally ready to leave Egypt. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam, the Prophet of Allah, had received permission from Allah to take them away from the cruelty of Pharaoh. It was a dark and quiet night when Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam gathered the people and began their secret journey. Thousands of people walked silently through the deserts, leaving behind their homes, their fears, and the life of slavery. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam led them with strong faith in Allah. He knew this journey would not be easy, but he trusted Allah's guidance and mercy. By the next morning, Pharaoh found out that Bani Isra'il had escaped. He became furious. His pride was hurt, and his anger grew stronger. How could these slaves walk out of his land without permission? He believed he was their master and God. Pharaoh immediately ordered his soldiers to prepare his army. He gathered horses, weapons, and chariots, and set out with a huge force to chase Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam and his people. Pharaoh's army was powerful. The soldiers were well trained and fast. Dust rose in the air as their chariots rushed across the land. They were coming with full speed to capture Bani Isra'il and bring them back or even kill them. Meanwhile, Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam and Bani Isra'il were still walking. They had reached the shore of a large sea, the Red Sea, but now they were trapped. In front of them was the sea, and behind them they could see Pharaoh's army coming closer. The people became afraid. Their faces showed panic and worry. They cried out to Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam, saying, "O Musa, we are caught. Pharaoh and his soldiers will destroy us." But Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam stood strong. He did not show fear. He looked at the sea, then looked back at his people. He had complete trust in Allah. He said with full confidence, "No, my Lord is with me. He will guide me." Question Surah Ash-Siptara 26. This was the moment when true faith was tested. The people saw no escape. But Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam knew that when you trust Allah, He always makes a way. Pharaoh's army was getting closer. The sound of horses, the clashing of swords, and the war drums could be heard. But just then, something amazing happened. Allah told Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam to strike the sea with his staff. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam obeyed the command. He raised his staff high and struck the water, and by the will of Allah the sea split into two. Huge walls of water stood on both sides, and a dry path appeared in the middle. The people were shocked. This was a miracle from Allah. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam told everyone to move forward quickly. Men, women, children, all of Bani Isra'il walked across the sea on the dry path. They were in awe but walked with hope and belief. As they crossed, Pharaoh saw the sea split open and the path made for Bani Isra'il, but instead of fearing Allah or realizing the truth, he became more arrogant. He shouted to his army to follow them into the sea, With pride in his heart, he led his soldiers into the path between the water. But the plan of Allah is always greater than any human plan. Once Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam and his people had safely crossed to the other side, the sea suddenly returned to its original form. The water came crashing down. Pharaoh and all his soldiers were drowned in the sea. The mighty king who once claimed to be God was now lying helpless in the water. His power, pride, and army were gone in moments. At the last moment before his death, Pharaoh tried to say he believed in Allah. But it was too late. Allah did not accept his belief because he had only said it out of fear of death, not from true faith. Allah says in the Quran, "Now, when you had always been rebellious and were one of the wrongdoers." Surah Yunus 10. Bani Isra'il watched all this from the safety of the other side. They saw with their own eyes how Allah saved them and punished the oppressor. It was a moment of freedom, of relief, and of belief. Test of faith at the sea. Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, and the believers. After years of pain and slavery, Bani Isra'il had finally escaped the land of Egypt. Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, chosen by Allah, was guiding them to freedom. They were on their way to a new land promised by Allah, a place where they could live in peace and worship their Lord without fear. But their journey was not easy, and their greatest test of faith came when they reached the shore of the Red Sea. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam was leading thousands of men, women and children through the desert. They were tired, hungry and weak, but in their hearts they carried hope. For the first time in many years, they were walking as free people. But not long after they had left Egypt, they heard terrible news. Pharaoh and his powerful army were chasing them. Pharaoh had changed his mind after letting them go. He realized that his slaves had left, and he became furious. He gathered a huge army with chariots, horses, and strong warriors. He wanted to catch Bani Isra'il and bring them back to Egypt, or worse, destroy them. The people of Bani Isra'il became afraid when they saw the dust rising in the distance. Pharaoh's army was getting closer and closer, and in front of them was a big problem, a wide and deep sea. They were trapped. They could not go forward because of the water, and they could not turn back because the army was almost upon them. The people panicked. They cried out in fear. Their voices were full of hopelessness. They said to Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, "O Musa, we are doomed. Pharaoh will catch us. We will be killed." This was a big test of faith. Would they trust Allah in this moment of fear? Would they remember all the signs and miracles they had seen? But Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, stood tall and calm. He was not afraid. His heart was full of trust in Allah. He looked at the sea, then at the people, and said with confidence, "No, my Lord is with me. He will guide me." Quran. Surah Ash-Shusiyah. These words were full of belief and strength. Even when the situation looked impossible, Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, did not lose hope. He knew that Allah never leaves his servants alone, especially when they trust him with full heart. This moment teaches us something very important. True faith means believing in Allah even when things seem hopeless. Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, showed the people how to stay strong when fear surrounds you. Just then, Allah sent a message to Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam. Allah told him to strike the sea with his staff. It was the same staff that had already shown miracles before. Without any question or doubt, Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, obeyed. He walked to the edge of the sea and raised his staff. Then, with great faith, he struck the water. And what happened next was one of the greatest miracles in history. The sea split. The water rose high on both sides, like huge walls made of glass. In between there appeared a dry path. The ground was dry and safe to walk on. The water did not fall or move. It stood still by the command of Allah, holding its place until the people could cross. This was a clear sign of Allah's power and mercy. He made a way where there was no way. The people of Bani Isra'il stood in awe. They couldn't believe their eyes. But they followed Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, and walked into the sea step by step. There was no time to waste. Behind them, Pharaoh's army was still chasing, but now the people were moving with faith. The fear they had before began to turn into hope and belief. They realized that when Allah is on your side, no enemy can harm you. It was a miracle, but also a moment of deep learning. This was a test of faith, and those who believed passed it. Imagine the feeling of walking between giant walls of water, with your family beside you, your prophet in front of you, and your enemy behind you. Only those who believed in Allah's promise were able to take those steps. The miracle of the sea splitting, Allah sips. Help for Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam and the people of Bani Isra'il had reached the edge of the Red Sea. Behind them was the powerful army of Pharaoh, and in front of them was the deep water. Fear spread among the people. They were tired, frightened, and confused. But Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam remained strong and calm. He knew this was a test from Allah. He told his people, "My Lord is with me. He will guide me." These words gave hope to the hearts of the believers. They had seen miracles before, and now they were about to witness the greatest one of all. Then Allah sent his command to Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam. Allah told him to strike the sea with his staff. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam took his stick, the same stick that had turned into a snake in Pharaoh's palace, and struck the sea. And then something incredible happened. By the power and permission of Allah, the sea split into two parts. The water rose up high, like two giant walls, standing still on both sides. In between, a dry path appeared. The sea had opened up, creating a road through the middle of the water. The people of Bani Isra'il stood in shock. Their eyes were wide with amazement. Never before had they seen such a miracle. A way had been made for them to escape. Not through a mountain, not through a desert, but through the heart of the sea. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam quickly guided the people forward. "Move, walk through the path before Pharaoh catches us," he said. Men, women, and children all began to walk across the dry seabed. The wind was still, the path was clear, and the water on both sides stood like tall walls, not moving an inch. Step by step, the people crossed the sea. They could hear the sound of Pharaoh's army behind them, but they kept going. They believed in Allah's promise, and they knew their prophet was leading them with Allah's guidance. It was a long walk. Thousands of people were crossing, but not a single drop of water touched them. Not a single person was harmed. The mercy and protection of Allah was with them. When Pharaoh saw the sea open, he was shocked too. But instead of understanding that this was a miracle from Allah, his pride made him blind. He still thought he could win. He still believed he was in control. So Pharaoh ordered his army to enter the sea path and follow Bani Isra'il. The soldiers, horses, and chariots rushed into the path. They thought they would catch the people easily, but they were walking into a trap, one set by Allah himself. As soon as Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam, and all his people had safely reached the other side of the sea, Allah gave another command. The sea, which had stood still for so long, now returned to its natural state. The water walls came crashing down. In moments, the dry path disappeared, and the powerful waves of the sea covered Pharaoh and his army. The chariots sank, the soldiers drowned, and the horses were swept away. Pharaoh, the arrogant king who had once said, "I am your lord," was now helpless in the water. As the water surrounded him, Pharaoh cried out, "I believe that there is no God but the God of Bani Isra'il, and I am from the Muslims." But Allah replied, "Now, when you had disobeyed before and were one of the wrongdoers," Surah Yunus, it was too late. Pharaoh had many chances to believe. He had seen many signs, heard many warnings, but his heart was full of pride. Now his belief at the moment of death was not accepted. Allah saved Hazrat Musa, Alayhis Salaam, and his people, and destroyed Pharaoh and his army in a single moment. This was not just a miracle, it was a sign for all of humanity. It showed how Allah helps those who believe in Him, and how He destroys those who oppress and reject the truth. Destruction of Pharaoh's army, a lesson of faith and warning to the arrogant. The people of Bani Isra'il had finally crossed the sea. They stood safely on the other side, watching a miracle that would be remembered for generations. The sea had split, creating a dry path, and now the water had returned to its natural state. Behind them, Pharaoh and his powerful army had drowned. The threat was gone. The tyrant was no more. Pharaoh, who once called himself God, was now lying lifeless in the sea. The same man who had ruled with cruelty, tortured innocent people, and challenged the message of Allah was now defeated, not by a weapon or army, but by the will of Allah alone. When Pharaoh saw death coming, he finally admitted the truth. As the waves surrounded him, he cried out, "I believe there is no God except the one whom Bani Isra'il believes in, and I am one of the Muslims." Surah Yunus 10:9. But his words came too late. Allah replied, "Now, when you had always disobeyed before and were one of the wrongdoers." Surah Yunus 10:9. Pharaoh had been given many chances. Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam had shown him miracles again and again. He had been warned with signs, blood, frogs, lice, storms, and darkness. But Pharaoh refused to listen. His heart was full of pride and arrogance. He had laughed at the truth and called Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam a magician. He thought his kingdom and soldiers made him strong. But Allah showed that no king, no matter how powerful, can stand against him. Even though Pharaoh's belief came too late, Allah made his body float to the shore after his death so that people would see it and remember the lesson. Allah says in the Quran, "Today we will preserve your body so you may be a sign for those who come after you. And surely many people are unaware of our signs." Surah Yunus 10. That dead body lying by the sea was a silent message for the world that pride leads to destruction, and those who fight against Allah's truth will never succeed. For Bani Isra'il, this was a moment of great relief. The years of slavery, fear, and pain were over. The sea had washed away their enemy. They were now free to begin a new life under the guidance of their prophet, Hazrat Musa Alayhis Salaam. Their hearts were full of gratitude. They had seen the power of Allah with their own eyes. No one could deny it anymore.